All right, what's up, yins, guys? I'm gonna do a video here. This was something I meant to talk about right when it made the news, but it still comes up when you talk about different kind of people with their sense of entitlement. Especially what I said in videos before, people that think they're entitled to something because they're cute, and maybe they've made fans or whatever, and people appreciate it and like them, but then you let your fans down by lying to them. Well, the one classic example, the whatever Miss State pageants, like whatever state you're in, the former Miss Pennsylvania, my state, Miss Pennsylvania, got herself in a lot of deep shit when it made the news that she lied and said she had cancer or whatever, and had a big fundraiser, and basically lied and robbed her fans and all her loyal fans who admired her out of thousands of dollars. And this applies to, say, if you're whatever, or even on anything on the internet or trying to get fans or whatever. And I personally think if I was any kind of celebrity or anything, I wouldn't want nobody's money. If I had cancer or something, I wouldn't be asking for anybody else's money. I just take my own chances, do whatever the hell. And if you're gonna go, you're gonna go. Fuck it, you know what I mean? It's quite frankly, I think it's better off not to. In this case, anyway, on the subject of this case, when I'm making a case about this former Miss Pennsylvania, what if one of these days, if she really did get cancer, that would be a bitch? If she actually got cancer later, and then nobody believes her, I says, or whatever. My thing is, whatever you believe in or whatever you don't believe in, you don't want that on your head that you've tried to take somebody's money, whether you have that or not. It would be almost like karma to actually get cancer. But a lot of us, I personally believe, even if I was sick or something, I don't want to do that, beg people out of money. But then this woman faked cancer, okay, and took a lot of money, and then she ended up going to jail, and it was an anonymous phone call tip or anonymous letter or some kind of shit like that, yeah. And quite embarrassing, too. Actually, this is just me spitting out my thoughts here when I say this, but I think our Attorney General, that's under some scrutiny for leaking information in emails or whatever, I think our Attorney General is better looking than this former Miss Pennsylvania either. I mean, better hair. I mean, quite frankly, I think she's actually better looking, really. And the former Miss Pennsylvania, look at her picture. I really don't think she's nothing to look at. And I figure in an Attorney General that we have right now that got in some little bit of trouble compared to what this Miss Pennsylvania did. The former Miss Pennsylvania, not that much to really look at, and also lied about cancer and to take a lot of money. And one of the things I wanted to say about this too is a case I made in other videos that people that think they're really entitled, maybe they were the cute one as a baby. Yeah, this is a thing too. Say, if you're a winner of a pageant, or if you're any kind of thing where people admire you, whether you're really sick or not, it would be a thing if you really want to take people's money. I mean, let alone lie about it and fake a disease and cancer, which is really disgraceful. I mean, some of us, if we were celebrities, I mean, I'd choose to not want to go and ask my fans for all kind of money and use a celebrity status, say if I had one, to get money out of people. I mean, I don't think it's right because, yeah, wherever you cross over into this whatever and you feel you're going, I wouldn't want that on my head, you know what I mean? Hey, when you leave this body, you're going to die anyway. Like I said in the Iron Maiden song, too. If you're going to die, you're going to die, Die with your boots on if you're going to die. But anyway, yeah, this woman evidently believed that, as a young little girl was the cute one before she even became a person in a pageant or whatever and won a crown. you get somebody like that that's the cute one, then they grow up thinking they're really entitled to everything. So they'll go and the people that like them lie and all that and think they can pocket money like that. And then according to the article I read, she actually had relatives take her to the hospital, and she went to another area of the hospital and hid. And like that's like really disgraceful. Very wrong. And hell, I actually had a cousin which he got himself addicted to drugs and recently got himself in some trouble for committing robbery. I mean, he got my age. He's a dude, and he was a cute one when we were kids. Always the one getting everything. Well, he was always the one. Maybe some of you guys out there got relatives like that, that were a spoiled brat. Maybe they got in trouble committing crime. I mean, I had a cousin. Hey, he had a way with girls and all that stuff more than me and all that. Me as a young kid, I wasn't all that interested. I didn't think I was no ladies' man, but yeah. You ever have one of them, a cousin that think they're God's gift, think they're big shit and God's gift to women? Where I was one of them people, like the Henry Rollins song, which was a song after my own heart, next to the Disconnect song. You have a low self-opinion, man. I see you standing there all by yourself. That was me. I mean, I didn't think I was no ladies' man. I was the opposite, less down on myself, But I had this cousin that, man, he thought he was a shit. People compelled to give and buy him things, even girls he met. I mean, and he even stole from them, even stole from the relatives that gave him everything, and became addicted to drugs, violent. He had a tendency to bully girlfriends and abuse and threaten and all that stuff, and steal from the very people that spoiled him. So, but that's an example, I mean? You can have a relative in your family like that, whether they committed crime or not, but it shapes their character, you know what I mean? But yeah, when you get anybody that steals from people like that, they have the princess syndrome. People tell them that they're a princess when they're a little baby. They grow up the cute one, and then they end up believing they're a princess, and then nothing that's ever given to them, people compelled to give them things that's never good enough, and they want more, so they steal more. It reminds me of a book called The BS Syndrome by an author called Victor Salupo. You can look it up and buy it on Amazon.com. I found it one time when I was actually a recycling worker, and went through garbage, but the book is still on Amazon.com, and one of the things that I read in that book called The BS Syndrome was these people, whether they're guys or girls, Mr. or Miss Good Looking, people compelled to give them things, and they think they're entitled, and then everybody else is beneath them and all that stuff. And that book covered the Mr. and Mrs. this and that. I mean, it was kind of hilarious, you know what I mean? And he even mentioned his take on something on the Falkland Islands, which it's a different subject matter than in this video, but what I'm talking about here. But he talked about things like the Falkland Islands thing, where people were doing stuff out of a power trip and not out of their heart, and just for displays of power and what have you. But yeah, I read in that book how people are Mr. and Mrs. Good Looking and crap and princess and crap, and people are compelled to give them things, and they're willing to take everything they can get. And when it's not enough, they'll even take more. If you want to add an adaptation to that, fake a disease, sympathy, whether it's political sympathy or sickness sympathy or oppression sympathy, symphony. Oh yeah, they'll have their sympathy symphony. Yeah, since I messed up the word, I might as well make it a pun. But you guys know what I mean. All right, that's it for this video.